EVE Online is a game that is simply unrivaled in its category for its immense depth, immersion, and player choice. EVE Online is what's known as an MMORPG, or massively multiplayer online role-playing game. In order to better tell you about the origins of EVE Online, I will mention an interview called Evolution and Risk, CCP on the Freedoms of EVE Online, where Jim Rosengal interviews the creators of EVE Online on the game developer blog. EVE Online was created after being inspired by the game Elite and Ultima Online. Over the 20 years that EVE Online has existed, gamers have known EVE to be an immensely complex, deep, and interesting. PC Gamer, a reviewing authority on games, has even published an article called EVE Online Review, where the author, Brendan Drain, notes, EVE Online is a deeply compelling virtual galaxy in which incredible stories can take place. So let me tell you why EVE Online is a 5-star game. When I think of a good game, I also need a good story. Other game stories are simply black and white. They're the good guys and they're the bad guys. While this is great for simple storytelling, for a good game, I want a better story. This is where a lot of EVE Online stories really excel. EVE Online stories are more based on a scale, with good on one side and bad on the other. An example of this is the relationship between two of EVE Online's 4 playable races. Between the Kaldari and the Galente, they were both once one race. But since they jointly developed the technology to colonize other planets, the Kaldari took that technology and colonized planets behind the Galente's back. They then fought a war where the Kaldari became victorious. When you hear this story, you can really sympathize with both sides. As you can say for the Kaldari, they developed the technology, so they should also be able to use it as they see fit. And for the Galente, you could say that they also developed the technology, and they should be able to tell the Kaldari what to do and what not to do with it. This is simply one of the many stories in EVE Online that have this kind of storytelling. Another thing I love about EVE Online is player choice. If someone really wanted to, they could ignore all the lore I said before, and it would not affect how good they are at the game. It's their choice whether they want to read about the lore, and EVE Online respects that. This continues onto the game design, where players who want to earn ISK, the in-game currency, passively can do so. They can do it by betting on the stock market, or mining, PvE, where they fight against other ships that are computer controlled, or fighting other player ships to earn money. All these are very viable niches, which everyone fills. This brings me to my third reason why I love EVE Online, the political landscape. In EVE Online, because everything you buy is produced by another player in some way, there are large groups of players who produce items for each other so that they can have everything they need in one spot. These players live off the land, and they're called corporations. These corporations are thousands large, and they sabotage, pillage other corporations in order to gain more land. This sense of community and political landscape simply isn't in any other game, and is one of the big reasons that I love EVE Online. And that is why I think EVE Online deserves 5 stars. No other game has this unique mix of player experience, immersion, and politics that I love from EVE Online. When the current gaming market is as saturated and bland as it's ever been, why not try something new?